Welcome to Stellar Life Podcast. Get inspired and live out loud. From love, freedom, and success to having it all. Here's your host, coach, speaker, and shining star, Orion.
Roger, you're looking good.
The year is 2021. Humanity, we the collective, are experiencing a global shift and major uncertainty. Many changes have already happened within the fabric of our society, in our governments, and there are many more to come. In times like these, you must stay more centered, more connected, more loving. Follow your intuition as your northern star. Take charge of your mindset regardless of external situations. This year, I'm going to be posting special episodes called Stellar Experiences. In these episodes, I and some of my favorite guests are going to take you through a variety of exercises and guided meditations that will give you a stronger experience of self, calmness, and inner joy. Please do not listen to these episodes while you are driving or working. Find a quiet place, relax, and give yourself the gift of self-discovery. Welcome to your stellar experience. Hi, and welcome to your stellar experience. I had a wonderful experience with Beecher. I gave her my name and my age, and she came back with a very detailed report about my health condition and my body, and it was so extraordinary. It was mind-blowing. She was spot on. Every part of that very long report was so spot on as to exactly where I was in my health, my mental health, exactly where I was at that time she wrote the report. And I really enjoyed working with her and learning from her and from her suggestions. She was my guest on this podcast on episode number 262, Intuitive Healing with Beecher. And today she's going to read to you from her new book, and it's going to be all about how to connect to your intuition. And yes, you can, and you can amplify it, and you can heal yourself and get the answers. One thing that is very strong within me in the last few days is the idea that the answers are within. And yes, it's nice to go and look for answers everywhere else. And it's great to have people who guide you. And at the end of the day, the answers are within. And you can listen to your body because you live in your body. And if you listen carefully, you will get extraordinary answers. Beecher is a professional counselor and medical and emotional intuitive with over 30 years of experience. She has a unique way of working with clients, creating a detailed, individualized physical, emotional, spiritual report and symbolic painting, before even seeing them, talking to them, or seeing a photograph, using only their name and age. Heal from Within, an intuitive guide to wellness, is Katie's book, which will be published in early 2022. It teaches people how to use their intuition, her unique techniques as a medical intuitive, information from her guides and experience, and Jungian psychology to heal physically, emotionally, and spiritually. It also describes how she became a medical intuitive and details her own healing from eating disorder, depression, and Lyme disease. She is just a joy to work with. And she sent us a copy of her new book. And it's very, very powerful and really a wonderful book if you want to know how to connect to your intuition and how to be your own healer. And now, without further ado, here's Katie.
2, 1, 0.
My name is Beecher, and I'm a medical and spiritual intuitive and a licensed professional counselor. This is from my book, Heal from Within, a guidebook to intuitive wellness. Connecting to intuition has been an important part of my recovery and is a tool that I teach all of my clients, but connecting can be very difficult. As you first begin tuning into your intuition, it's normal to wonder if you're listening to your intuition or fear or yourself. I don't feel any different. I don't hear anything. I want to see colors or pictures. The voice just sounds like mine, and I want exact answers are points often brought up by clients who don't think they can connect. The voice I hear when I'm talking to my intuition sounds just like mine, but sometimes it feels like it's coming from a deeper place or a place outside of myself. When I'm asking for information during readings and learning about a client, I just let what I hear fill the page, the template that I use for readings, and don't question it. I've been doing it long enough and have enough faith in my accuracy to know I can trust it, but that takes time. If I'm distracted by anxiety or things I need to do, I know that I have to push that aside or my accuracy will be in jeopardy. In my own work, I'm able to see colors, words, symbols, people, and scenes, feel physical sensations, and also hear words. But I haven't always been able to. These are skills I've developed over time as I learn to pay closer attention to my intuition. I have medium abilities so I can communicate with people who have passed. I can also pick up knowledge by touching people and objects. It makes sense that I would have all of these abilities since I use them every day and since this work is my life purpose. But if you don't, that doesn't mean that your own personal intuitive or psychic abilities are any less valid or strong. Your intuition is all-knowing and all-powerful, and as you continue to develop your own ability to listen to it, you will find that the messages you receive will be clearer and more detailed. These are some common obstacles people encounter when trying to listen to their intuition. Attempt to control the message you receive. You may not want to hear what you are told, and it isn't uncommon for our intuition to tell you something unrelated to what we are asking about. Be open to the possibilities. Self-doubt and overthinking. Just be open and know that you will not always be accurate or on target. That is okay. Perhaps it won't seem accurate at the time, but it may later prove to be. Asking questions about the future, especially about things that have yet to be determined. For example, who will I marry? Or what state will I live in 10 years? Or how many children will I have? You may get an answer, but often these can be frustrating questions because our intuition wants us to experience life and make mistakes, not just know what is going to happen. Asking questions that are too vague or complicated. For instance, what is my life purpose? There are so many possible answers because we have many life purposes. Believing that you must act on what you learn immediately. People in bad relationships or jobs usually know that they have to leave, but they may not know how or might not be ready. You can be open to the information without having to act on it. Your intuition gives you possibilities and ideas. It doesn't force you to do anything. You have free will. Believing that if you aren't seeing colors, hearing voices, or having a mystical experience, you haven't done it right. Although I've had amazing spiritual experiences, I would definitely not call the majority of my personal spiritual interactions mystical. The quiet whisper of intuition is just as powerful as technicolor vision. Believing that you aren't intuitive. Some people fear that if they aren't a medium, psychic, medical intuitive, or someone else with special recognized abilities, they must not be intuitive. We all have the ability to connect with intuition. Generalized anxiety, trauma, or anything that prevents you from being in the present moment. If you are always thinking about the past or future, you cannot be grounded in the present. This is essential for being able to listen. Blocking out feelings. If you can't listen to your feelings, you definitely can't be open to listening to intuition. Not being connected to the body. This might be because of emotional or physical pain, poor body image, body dysmorphia, eating disorders, sexual abuse, or assault. The body is an important source of intuitive information since intuition uses symptoms to get our attention. Lack of sleep. If you are tired and irritable, it is difficult to focus on anything, much less intuition. Fear of connecting with negative or evil forces. This can dramatically block your ability to connect with your intuition. Most people think that if they open up to loving, intuitive, or spiritual forces, they automatically open up to the dangerous ones as well. But this isn't true. I'm not saying that evil doesn't exist. It does, and it would like nothing better than to keep us from talking with our loving intuition and with other forces that connect us with God, the universe, and love. It uses fear to trick us into thinking that we are not safe and that it's lurking over our shoulder, ready to pounce once we let our guard down. I used to think this was true, and for a long time it made me turn away from my abilities and my amazing, life-giving, intuitive connection. So if you are experiencing any of these blocks, take a look at that and see what you can do to just be open to whatever information is coming to you without judgment, without fear, and allow it to be there. As I said, you don't have to act on it immediately, but being open to receiving what you get from your intuition is a great first start.
Thank you for joining me on my mission to light people up and change lives around the world. I hope today's conversation inspires you to step up, go after the life of your dreams, and be who you want to be. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to go to stellarlifepodcast.com for show notes, transcripts, and other cool stuff. And please subscribe, review, and help spread the word by sharing us on Facebook and Twitter. Have a lovely day, and I'll catch you on the next episode.